Over the last few years, I made huge changes in my life, huge changes and upgrades to my identity, really integrated more of my soul aspect and my higher self and aligned to my feminine energy, and really shifted to, working from, my old way and in my old energy, and basically in the art and design field that I was in, I shifted to holistic healing, holistic wellness, became an energy practitioner. I really did a whole big transformation, and in this video I'm going to let you know how that happened. Hi, my name is Anastasia. I'm a feminine spiritual mentor, wellness coach, and energy healer. On this channel, I cover feminine energy, feminine energetics, wellness, and spirituality. If you love this content, join me here, subscribe, and let's get into today's video. So I really loved being my own boss. When I did have a decor business, I had a decor business for about a year until I had to go into, basically closing down my business, or closing down that chapter of my life, basically, is how it worked out, because I could not continue my decor business anymore, and I had to switch to, really doing that inner work and aligning to higher aspects of myself. And that is really when I discovered my love and passion for holistic wellness. And then ever since then, I was involved and really learning more about holistic health, and becoming a mentor for other women. I went into this, and this started three years ago. I've been going through this process of aligning to my new self and my new kind of identity, and stepping into that new. And so I really enjoyed being my own boss, being an entrepreneur, and I always knew that that was what I was meant to do, because I was working in art galleries, and before I became an entrepreneur, before I opened up my own decor business, I was working in art galleries. I was really around art and design, and then I realized I really love art, and I really love art and design, and the two really went together really well. And so I wanted to do something that I loved, and I always loved decor, so I ended up really pursuing the area of decor, and then I started my own business. And then from there I started other projects, and I was even working on opening up a wellness spa, which was kind of what was manifesting, because I was really meant to do that. And that was in the process and happening while I was kind of shifting from that old way to doing a whole new business, aligning to a whole new business, which was a reflection of my new self. And I was really feeling these transitions happening within me. And then I didn't just go right into holistic health. I really had to go deep and uncover lots of different areas of myself and do the inner work, do the inner healing, and then I could align to these higher versions of myself. And that is what really happened, and that's how it manifested, because I was really feeling called for a while to become a healer. And I was seeing these messages everywhere, like, you should become a healer, like, all of these things. And the universe was pushing me into that direction. And I never really had a calling to go into wellness and holistic health until I really realized I am really good at I got into energy healing, I got into energetics, and I started doing energy healing, and I knew I could do something with this. And then I got my energy healing certification, and from there I really went into really being a holistic therapist and mentor. So basically it kind of escalated from there. It all shifted from there, and I really had to close that old chapter in my life, which was me working in art and design and having my own decor business. And so that chapter of my life really served me well. It had a purpose, and I really felt that, you know, I could take all the skills that I learned in art and design and having my own decor business, to then really applying that to my new business, which is what I'm doing now. And so everything in your life really serves, you know, that purpose to then, you know, then you can use that in you know, your next stage. So it's never too late to, you know, make that shift, make that transition. And when you are on a healing journey, on a feminine healing journey, when you have a spiritual awakening, you're going to be aligned to higher levels of yourself, higher levels of identity. And, you know, you're going to be feeling like, you know, a new you is coming through. A new you is being born, and it's a big transformation that will happen. And, you know, for me, that has been the case, but it's never too late to align to something higher, something else that is more in alignment for you at that point in your life. So, you know, it's never too late to leave that whole other industry, whatever, and step into something completely new that you feel is your calling or your passion. When we start to align to higher aspects of us, when we start to integrate more of our soul, we do the inner healing, we start to open up new avenues of possibilities, new avenues of opportunities. We start to, you know, become something more and something, you know, higher, and our passions start to change, our interests start to change, and we, you know, start to, you know, basically go into other avenues that we can explore, and then we can, you know, serve in that kind of way, or, you know, create some kind of business in that way, or, you know, it's a passion, because we all have soul passions. We're all here for unique purpose. We all have that unique calling, and, you know, everyone's journey is very different in aligning to that, right? So it's all about aligning to that, and it is a process. Like I said, it didn't happen for me overnight. I was really, you know, pushed into this new area, and, you know, for me it was about, you know, the spiritual awakening, of going through a lot of dark night of the soul, which really shed that old me, that old layer of myself, of my identity. And then I was able to really align to higher aspects of myself. And then, you know, these higher aspects of me are, you know, in wellness, in holistic wellness, in, you know, this area that I never really explored until, you know, I started to do this work. And then, you know, doing the feminine healing is what really radically shifted me as well, because I stopped going into, you know, my masculine and working from my masculine. I was able to then work in my feminine more, and that's also what created this radical shift for me. So I used to work in my masculine, and that was the thing for me for a while, hustling, going in that action state in my own business. And now I had to learn a whole new paradigm of how to really work in my feminine, because my feminine was integrated so much that I had to really learn how to work and be successful in my feminine. And so that was a big journey for me as well, like learning how to really use energetics in my new business, because in my old business, it was still, you know, I was still in that hustle mode, and I was really, even before I had my business, I was very much in the masculine and going, and really, you know, in that hustle and action place. And so I never was in alignment to my feminine, because I always was in that state of fight or flight. And, you know, then eventually, you know, I had to really go into self-development in order to really have a successful business and being an entrepreneur. I really had to go into self-development. And so then after that, I went in even deeper and went into a whole new paradigm, and, you know, went into holistic health, holistic healing, became an energy practitioner, and then, you know, really aligned to my feminine, which shifted my whole reality. And I had to really learn and adapt how to really live from this new place and work from this new place, right? So being in your feminine is, you know, about flow, and, you know, you still have your masculine, but you are functioning from your core feminine energy. But it took me a while to adapt to this new way of working in my feminine as well, because, you know, now that is really how I live, and that's because I've integrated my feminine. And so I had to learn how to live from this alignment. And this is really what I help other women with, is really helping them step into their feminine and watch that change their reality. And, you know, really stepping into a whole new paradigm, which a lot of women are doing right now. A lot of women are doing this energetic work and, you know, stepping into their feminine energy. And so, you know, that is really what I'm helping them with, because that was also my own journey. But it did take some time to figure out how to actually really step into this alignment and really, you know, go through this, you know, process and transformation, and then really live from that, going from a really old paradigm of working in that old way to a whole new way, and working in a whole new industry for me, right? So I really, you know, started to you know, learn for myself like what I needed to learn in this new industry. And I still am expanding a lot in this area, but I have really gained a lot of knowledge in the last few years aligning to, you know, this new. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you learned something, and you know, it's never too late to start something new. And when you go through this process of spiritual awakening, aligning to your soul, it's going to be, you know, a lot of changes internally, which obviously reflect externally. Let me know if you want to see any other videos, and I send you all my love. Speak to you next one.